They told me you had permanent fatal errors, but would I listen? I like a good choose one. Challenge / bimbo / fixer-upper / bad boy / SS officer / white rapper / clownfish / punctured left ventricle / serial monogamist. I looked out over the city, and I saw an inky black cloud moving across it. When it got closer, I saw it wasn't a cloud, but a flock of sparrows the size of pterodactyls. They swooped over the zoo and picked out all the lions, then landed in a wide field to rip them apart. It was such an incredible sight. Sparrows devouring lions. I couldn't believe my luck at being there to see it. I sure felt bad for the lions, though. I like to date people who are entirely inappropriate for me in some way, so that I can say, when it doesn't work out, well, of course it didn't work out. He was only 12. Of course it didn't work out. She was a computer-generated squirrel. Thank you. Is everybody having a good time today? Interesting for the second set. This piece is called A Conundrum. I'll never be able to write a novel until I find a way to care about a character that isn't me. I'll never be able to care about a character that isn't me until I start caring about actual people who aren't me. I'll never be able to care about actual people who aren't me until I start spending time with actual people who aren't me. I've got to spend time with actual people so I can write a novel, and then people will find me interesting and be eager to spend time with me. This is called Cow Hearts. I was a large prostitute in a small town, mostly ignored by the town, but occasionally singled out for ridicule or sex. My halter top and cutoffs were like the ribbons on a prize cow who doesn't know what beef is. Only I did know. I do know. That's part of what you have to learn when you're whoring, where to put everything else you know for when you might need it, otherwise it gets in the way. One night I went grocery shopping. My hunger was of a shape that didn't match up with the boxes of food on the shelves. Why would anyone want to eat something stackable, I wondered. Up at the front, the store guard was alert to my presence. I was like a full moon rolling down the cookie aisle. "Ma'am," he said, "ma'am," as I tried to leave. "We think you may have something in there." His gestures were unpracticed and flabby. Maybe he was new at this. "A woman's purse is a very private place," I warned him. We stood near the coffin cooler that held bags and blocks of ice, close enough to the automatic sliding glass doors that the sensors held them open, recognizing our human forms. Just beyond that portal, the warm night pulsed. Johns walked the streets freely, pretending they weren't Johns. There was a moment when I could have just run. The moment stretched out and died, and I turned toward the guard. I laid my purse on the coffin and opened it. 2 cow hearts sat on styrofoam trays, bleeding into wrinkled plastic among the jetsam of cosmetics and condoms and crumpled bus transfers. I couldn't imagine how they'd gotten there. "You shouldn't go shopping when you're hungry, ma'am," the guard said, taking my elbow and leading me away from the sliding doors and into the cold fluorescent heart of the store, the manager's office. There he showed me images of myself on the camera, and I saw how my belly sagged against the lip of the meat cooler as I bent in to caress the packages. I saw the shape of my mouth, a red emblem glowing in the flickering black and white monitor, and knew he saw too. I understood then that this was his pornography, and he was sharing it with me. Such trust, such generosity is possible between members of the species. The cow heart sat on a desk, softening. The room felt a little less cold, and I knew he would let me go in a little while. Last night I dreamt you sent me 5 texts on Valentine's Day. Each one said, nothing. Tonight I ran into you after a show and told you about the dream as we were unlocking our bikes. And you said, the word nothing? And I said yes. And you said, was that satisfying? The attention? And I said, no, not satisfying, just interesting, kind of. I mean, it was worthy of note. I thought I might write about it. And you said, feel free, use me again. Darkest love, where are you now? You come to me sometimes in the guise of a man I cannot love because he is not you. I see you in there and lean in close as I dare. This man is tiring of me. All men are tiring of me. I am the most tired man of all. And this last piece I'm going to read for you this evening is called Arkansas Snake Fuck. In tearing myself off of you, I leave a big chunk of myself sort of hanging off your midsection. There isn't time to go back and pry it off, so we part that way. In getting dressed, you find you have to use the last hole on your leather belt to fit it around your new thickness. It's never had the steel prong pushed through its aperture before, and it feels tight, like fucking someone's ass after getting used to the pliable silk of their pussy. And soon, you're getting hard again, thinking about fucking my ass, though we haven't done that yet. Meanwhile, I'm sort of delighted by how light I feel, torn open and insubstantial, leaking out important fluids and organs, but so slowly I'm not dead yet, only vaguely aware of death as a possible result of being so open and permeable. The flaps of my skin where the rest of me tore off from feel fluttery and agitated, the way manta rays look moving through water, like flattened lungs breathing. Fire has to breathe too. In Arkansas, lighting a cigarette off another cigarette is called a snake fuck. It's also worth noting that a snake slithers right out of its own dead skin, but it's still the same snake. What else can I say, if anything, to comfort you? To convince you we can keep this thing going, burning end to burning end, even when it hurts. Thank you all.